The Gina and Matty podcast.
A lot of rain around for the weekend as well, but that is not going to dampen what is happening on the Gosford waterfront on Sunday at 3 o'clock, the Walk for Women. And joining us in the studio this morning is the member for Gosford Liesl Tesch. Hello, Liesl.
Hello, Gina Matty.
Welcome. It's so lovely to see you. I was just saying off air, my husband Rod and I get to see you a lot at charity events, and you're one of those politicians who goes to everything and really does make a difference. You're always, like, I don't go to as many as you, but you're just such a nice human. I'm so glad we could get you in and talk to you on the radio.
I just love our community.
Pretty
anything
nice.
I can do to make our community even better, bring it on.
Yeah.
We're gonna touch on the Walk for Women in just a sec, but I thought, well, we've got you. You drove in here. Can you give us a bit of a traffic update? How's the traffic out there at the moment?
It's pretty calm out
Pretty
there.
calm
It's
at the moment?
a bit wet on the roads.
Okay.
Take it easy out there. There's no visual flooding that I could see.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you.
A shout out and thanks to the SES.
Liesl, this Sunday, it's been a topic that's been rolling around in the news a lot this week, gender-based violence and violence against women. And we've seen quite a lot of commentary on this, and it just something needs to happen. I went on a bit of a rant the other day about it, saying it is a human problem. It's not just anybody's problem. It is a human problem, and there is a Walk for Women happening this Sunday, 3 o'clock, starting at the Brian McGowan Bridge on the Gosford waterfront. Can you tell us a little bit about it and what you've been up to for the last few days?
Absolutely. When I saw it come out with marches across Australia and Central Coast wasn't on the list, I'm like, hey, Central Coast, we are on the list and we've got a conversation to have. This is a conversation, as you say, for absolutely everybody, women and men alike. So I just think it's really important that we have that visual joining together and coming together to say, hey, violence against women is not okay. So, and I also think we've moved to a new space. As you said, this is a whole of community. So it really is, let's invite the men in our community, the women in our community to march side by side and say, let's work together to improve things for women. It's like 1 in 4 women have been killed this year in Australia. One woman has been killed every 4 days in Australia. Yeah. And I remember when I first got elected, Blair Dalton was killed by her partner. And it was just so upsetting. It sits with me deep in my heart forever. Like, let's work to make a difference so this never, ever happens in our community or anywhere in our nation.
It is on us. And I say that us as men to also, this is something, the uncomfortable truth is that it is men that are committing these crimes. And it is up to us to be able to step up and call out this terrible behaviour and also make a stand and go, we're not going to stand for this. And by joining yourself and a whole bunch of people at 3 o'clock on Sunday at the Brian McGowan Bridge is a perfect way to show solidarity and go, this is not on, we are putting a stop to it.
Yeah, and I think that's really the call, Matty, is about calling it out. Recognising that it's there and saying to your mate, hey, it's not okay. And then we've got a great program, Hairdressers have got these 3 hours about talking to women effectively and giving the right information to say, hey, there's a chance that you can leave this circumstance. So it's a real wraparound for us supporting our girlfriends, for blokes supporting their mates about on every level, how can I make a difference to make sure that there's an intervention to protect women against gendered violence.
And us talking on the radio too, you know, often it's that's happened in the family, happened to mum and happened to grandma, and the daughter thinks this is normal, and this hopefully is giving those women the voice to speak up.
Absolutely.
And realise that we're on your side and we are trying to make a difference, and if something's wrong, speak up. And I love also, Matty did this fantastic rant on the radio a couple of days ago that made me bawl my eyes out, and lots of my girlfriends listening. And you also hope that right now, you know, there's kids in the car or at home having brekkie listening, and if you've got sons, you know, mums and dads can be teaching the sons, this is not okay. You know, we really have to treat women with respect. And so, like, with everything that the government's doing and all the announcements recently, Liesl, do you think that what are they doing? Is it enough? Is that going to make a difference?
It's tough. You wonder if it's ever going to be enough.
Yeah.
But I think today in New South Wales, we've got a cabinet, and for the first time ever in the history of New South Wales, we've got equal numbers of women and men ministers sitting at the table. So it's just also crazy that all the legislation and a lot of the financial decision making has been historically by men, which then puts a different lens. So we've got equal numbers of women and men. And I grew up in domestic violence, and some of the other women who are sitting at the table have actually spoken about their their histories with domestic violence in the parliament. So I think that lens makes a difference. So there's definitely incredible pressure to get that pot of money and shift more over to support our frontline workers who are doing amazing jobs, to do everything we possibly can in the justice system, the bail law reforms. And Chris Minns has said everything's on the table. So it'll be very interesting to see the journey down the track.
Do you think they're talking about ankle bracelets for the offenders? And is that going to get through? Because wouldn't it be great if the police could see that they're back, at their ex-partner's home?
Absolutely, and just for the women to see
and to feel safe.
Where that person. It's about women's safety. So that tracking, the monitoring is actually a conversation that we're really truly having. And the other exciting thing, we've now got a women's safety commissioner, and she's sitting at the table looking through that women's safety lens at the decision making around the bail law reform.
Yeah, that's great.
We're joined this morning by a member for Gosford Liesl Tesch. Liesl, I did note that you were at a women's health centre here on the coast. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday?
Oh, we love the women's health centres.
Is that, and there's some new counselling rooms. Is that something that can play into this as well?
Oh, absolutely. We've got 3 women's health centres on the coast, one at Wyong, one at Wyoming and one at Woy Woy, the W's.
Yeah.
And they really are beautiful, nurturing, safe spaces for women. And to be there, to open up, it's been a collaboration between government. Even Rotary have put in $20,000 towards this upgrade. So it's a wraparound collaboration to create a better space, but to have those really beautiful, gentle, caring, safe, nurturing spaces, and to have the staff, we've also just really put an injection of funding into women's health centres across New South Wales. $3.4 million for Central Coast is really going to give us a whole bunch more services, and that's a go-to place. The other thing I need to say, I spoke to a woman who's going to be speaking at the rally, and I said, how did you escape? She said, I rang 1-800-RESPECT. I said, you're the perfect case study.
Oh,
so
great.
Beck Owen is going to be speaking at the rally. So
fantastic.
There's lots of ways for women to reach out.
So can you tell us again, you said the 3 W's, where are those 3? If anyone's listening right now going, okay, where can I go? What were the suburbs again?
Oh, Wyoming, Woy Woy and Wyong. Women's health centres. So if you give the women's health centres a ring, but if you ring 1-800-RESPECT, I mean, that was a stepping stone for Beck Owen to change her absolute life. Yeah. But they will put you in contact with the services that you need at the time that you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, women, be strong. Don't go back there.
Yeah.
Go back there. Don't go back there. Keep searching for the supports you need and just stay strong.
I guess that's the one thing I did see that was missing in that $925 million package was there was nothing in the refuges. Or I guess there's a budget coming out in a couple of weeks where, fingers crossed, there could be something for frontline and on the ground there.
Absolutely. And we've got Coast Shelter and they do such an awesome job. And the number of people coming into Coast Shelter that they're just not able to deliver to is really tough. So, I'm definitely pushing for more money for our refuges because that is the stepping stone. Yeah. We've got a fantastic Alloa House, which is a beautiful place. We've got 16 women supported by various community groups as a stepping stone, and those women move from there into other locations. So I found an old nursing home and it's waiting to be redeveloped, and we've got community women's shelters set up in there with a whole bunch of volunteers wrapped around those women with professional support. And it's an amazing stepping stone for women escaping domestic violence to then step into secure housing afterwards. So we've really got some great options on the coast.
Oh, the coast is so lucky to have you, Liesl.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So
the coast is so lucky to have the coast and our amazing team of workforce that looks after this section of our community.
Sunday, 3:00 from the Brian McGowan Bridge on the Gosford waterfront. Get down there. It ends at the Eat Street Café. Liesl, quickly before we go, change gears just slightly. I noticed you were at the Mariners game the other night. How good was that?
Pouring rain, so good. I've got my Mariners-ish jacket on.
Yeah, representing.
The colours,
They're off to Oman. The game, and I know how much you love this place. Are you going to be getting up at 2:00 on Monday morning to be watching the game live on 10 Play?
Of course, I have to do all sorts of crazy meetings on international time, so getting up at 2:00 in the morning for me is just a bit of a normal thing.
Well, thank you for joining us again this morning. We really appreciate your time coming into the studio as well. We've got a little gift for you. These are fresh off the press. Brand new Gina and Matty beanies. This is for you. So if you're going to go to Our Paradise again, maybe for the second leg of the semi-final and it's a bit cold and rainy.
On the 18th of May.
On the 18th of May. Tickets from ccmariners.com.au. You can rock the Gina and Matty beanie there.
You know what I need to say? I'm just going to wear this to basketball training at the Peninsula Leisure Centre where your poster's up on the wall. It'll be so cool.
Fantastic.
What's harder, basketball or dealing with some of the politicians that you have to deal with?
Mate, the politics of sport taught me everything I know.
Liesl, thank you for your time this morning.
Thanks, Liesl.
Thank you.
The Gina and Matty Podcast.